Man named Loony Toon sentenced after police chase shooting. I say, you're going to prison, son.
The man accused of shooting at law enforcement a year ago, changing his plea to guilty today. Milwaukie police say 43-year-old Loony Toon fired a gun at officers during a traffic stop last May. He abandoned his car and then ran through the Eastmoreland Golf Course. After a 3-day search, U.S. Marshals finally found him in Sandy. Toon was sentenced today to 20 years in prison plus 3 years of supervised release.
Steve Sharts, Fair Hooker, Rusty Kuntz, Ron Tugnut, Dick Buttkiss. I'm saying these names not only because they're hilarious. Of course they're hilarious. But with a guy, say like Dick Buttkiss, once he knocked someone on their ass that first time, there was no more laughing at Dick Buttkiss. You get over your name, which is just a name at the end of the day, and find a way to become successful, not comedically unsuccessful like in this story, making your name even more funny than it already was. A man named Loony Toon, I promise you, that's his first and last, that's his real government name, was sentenced to prison on Thursday after leading a police chase and shooting at Oregon police officers in 2025, officials announced. The Clackamas County District Attorney's Office said 43-year-old Loony John Franklin Kolb Toon, his name is an American tragedy, Loony JFK Toon, pleaded guilty on Thursday to several felony charges stemming from a traffic stop. Toon was sentenced to 20 years in prison with 4 counts of first-degree attempted. Attempted means you failed, assault with a firearm, unlawful use of a firearm, felon in possession of a firearm, and second-degree escape. The case goes back to June 20th, 2025, when Milwaukie police, Milwaukie, Oregon, not Milwaukee, Wisconsin, police stopped the vehicle just before 3 a.m. They found the driver, later identified as Toon, and a female passenger inside the vehicle. How much you want to bet they know him by name by now? It had to be a joint effort to name this man Loony. No negotiations on behalf of the mother or the father. Let's meet each other halfway in the middle and name them Lonnie, not Loony, maybe. No, Mr. and Mrs. Toon, you have a beautiful bouncing baby boy. What will you name him? And with scotch on the old man's breath, he said, Loony. I'm going to name him Loony because I was loony as a Toon for knocking this broad up. I'm going back to the bar and a star was born. After discovering Toon had an outstanding felony warrant, this man has been to jail so many times he probably doesn't even remember if he was supposed to show up to court or if he's a fugitive or not. Everything gets blurry. Another officer responded, placing spike strips under the back tires to prevent Toon's escape. Police said Toon, who previously went by the name John Kolb, I wouldn't tell anyone my real name either, or at least my first and last name. John Kolb is his middle names. Then reversed the car, backed into a police vehicle, ran over the spike strips, and sped away along Highway 224. You know, like a cartoon character would do. During the police chase, Toon fired a pistol out of the window. All I could picture is the pistol with 2 lips as the barrel, spitting a bullet out in slow motion at the police in the direction of the Milwaukie police officers following behind, officials said. When Toon's vehicle eventually crashed near railroad tracks on Southeast Tacoma Street and 26th Place in Portland, Toon ran into the Eastmoreland Golf Course. Authorities searched for Toon at the golf course. However, the search was unsuccessful. Authorities note that at the time of the traffic stop, Toon was on probation in Columbia County for first-degree attempted kidnapping. Attempted means you failed. You can do one of 2 things with a name like Loony Toon, bro. Like, that's his real name. So either you're going to embrace it and come out with a great sense of humor. You could even become a celebrity and grow up to be a real people person, or you're going to become a villain with a chip on his shoulder. My name is John Kolb. No, it's not. It's Loony. Now, as part of a global plea agreement, why are you giving him any plea deals? He had a warrant out for his arrest. He was already on probation, 25 criminal convictions, including 16 felonies. The ball is in your court as the prosecution. What are we even doing here? Toon will plead guilty to outstanding criminal charges in Washington, Benton, Yamhill, and Columbia counties. The district attorney's office said, noting sentences in those counties will run concurrently with the 20 20-year Clackamas County sentence. As part of the sentence, Toon was ordered to pay restitution to the city of Milwaukie for damaging a police car and to the owner of a car hit by bullets that were fired by Toon. Toon's criminal history involves 25 criminal convictions, including 16 felonies. Of course, I love to hear your thoughts on this. I love to hear your opinions on this. Stubby Clap, Misty Hyman, Jack Glasscock, Johnny Dickshot, Cannonball Titcom,